Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you 10 easy DIY 5-minute craft ideas. If you enjoy this video, please click that like button. And if you'd like to see future DIY videos, please click that subscribe button. This is also a collab with the very talented Joanna from Macaroon. She's also doing 5-minute DIY craft ideas. Her link will be down below, so after this video, head on over and check it out and let her know that I sent you. The first DIY will be Doritos Chip Notes. So to start, you will need an empty and clean mini chip bag, and for this one, I'm going to use a Doritos nacho cheese chip bag. Take a Ziploc bag and measure one end to the other, mark it off, and then cut it out. Here's what you should have once it's cut out. I placed the part that I just cut out on a piece of parchment paper, and then with my hot glue gun, I sealed the end that was open. I placed the Ziploc in the top of the chip bag, and then I just glued it in place. Here is what mine looks like at this point. I printed out this sheet of chips. I will leave a link down below if you want to print this out. And then once it was printed out, I just cut all of the chips out. Next, I just added the chips to the bag, and there you have your very own chip notepads. The second DIY is a Pusheen desk organizer and a place to hold your cell phone. The first thing I did was I printed out these printables, and I just got them online, but I changed the tail a little bit. So I will leave a link down below so you can print these ones out. Once they're printed out, then just cut them out, and in total you will need 4 of them. But to start with, you will just need the 2 that are facing different ways, and on a piece of cardboard, just trace around each of those. The next thing I did was I just cut both of those out. I'm going to take each of the printables and glue one to the front side of the cardboard and one to the back side, and I'm going to repeat that process for the other piece of cardboard as well. For the next part, I'm going to use a tea box, and I actually painted mine, but if you want to save a little bit of time and make this craft go quicker, you can just wrap some paper around it. After my box had dried, I just cut off the top and the sides of the box. Now I'm going to glue one of the Pusheens to the front of the box and one to the back. Here is what mine looks like, and to keep this as a quick craft idea, I didn't finish the sides, but that's an option, and it would give it more of a finished look. And to finish this off, I'm going to add some sand, and then you can add your pens, your pencils, and then on the tail, you can place your cell phone and you can watch your favorite YouTube videos. Third DIY will be a mini Starbucks Unicorn Frap Lip Balm. For this project, I will be using one of these clear portion cups along with one of these bead containers. I'm going to take one of these styrofoam balls and cut it in half. I place the lip balm container upside down in the cup. Then I'm going to start gluing around the lip balm container, and this is going to start to create the whipped cream effect. And then I'm going to place some glue on top and then place the styrofoam ball and then start swirling it around again to create the whipped cream effect. Once the hot glue had cooled down, I painted it with some white acrylic paint. To make the unicorn frap, I'm going to start by drizzling some blue puffy paint inside the cup. After the puffy paint was in the cup, I used a hairdryer to dry it quick. In a separate cup, I'm going to mix some pink and purple paint together until I get the color of the unicorn frap. Next, I poured the paint mixture into the cup and swirled it around until it was fully coated. I also used a hairdryer to dry that. Here are both of my pieces once they were done. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place some hot glue around the bottom part of the lip balm container and secure that to the cup. I finished painting the rest that you could still see. Now to make the lip balm, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of beeswax along with 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. I'm going to melt that in the microwave in a microwave safe container on 10-second increments until it is fully melted. To give this one some tint, I'm just going to use some lipstick and mix that into the mixture. I'm going to take the part of the lip balm container that has the whipped cream on it. I'm going to set that in a cup. And then I'm going to pour the mixture into that and let the lip balm harden up. Here is mine once it was complete, and I just put that back onto the cup. I also printed out a Starbucks logo and glued that to the front, and here is the finished product. So I did the hot glue version for the whipped cream because I wanted to make this a quick craft. I also made a silicone one, and I really like how the silicone one turned out a lot better because it goes down below the cup and you don't get all that extra white part. So there are a couple ways to do that, and here is the silicone one that I did. And that is all there is to these unicorn Starbucks Frappuccino lip balms. The fourth DIY will be bubblegum slime. For this one, I'm going to use one of these candy containers that you get chocolate covered sunflower seeds in. Once I enjoyed the candy inside, I recycled my container, and the first thing that I did was I marked it off at 4 3/4, and then I cut it out. I'm going to use the top part of the container, and that fits right in place. I printed out the label and cut it down to size. The link will be down below. Then on the one side, I cut off just a little bit from the side. Next, I wrapped it around the container and secured it with some glue. Here is what mine looks like. And now to make the slime for this. In In a bowl, I'm going to add some white Elmer's glue. The glue, I'm going to add some pink glow-in-the-dark acrylic paint and mix that together. To give it a bubblegum scent, I'm going to add some bubblegum flavoring. Going to slowly add in liquid starch until it starts to form slime. And here is my bubblegum slime. Now you can add it to your bubblegum container, and there you have your DIY bubblegum slime. For the next DIY, I will show you how to make bubbles. To begin, I'm going to use 3 cups of water. To the water, I'm going to add a half a cup of dish soap. Then you'll want to slowly stir that to not form too many bubbles. I'm going to use dark corn syrup, but you can also use light corn syrup, and I just added 1/4 of a cup and mixed that together. And now you can dip your bubble wand into the bubbles and blow bubbles. Keep the bubble solution in a closed container and use it whenever you would like. Now for the 6th DIY, it will be how to make the bubble wands. For this, you will need a pipe cleaner, and what I did was I just started bending it into the shape of a heart. And that's all there is to these easy DIY bubble wands. And you can make them in any shape that you would like. The 7th DIY will be a bubblegum machine keychain. For this one, I'm going to use the top from this nail polish bottle. Any top from a bottle will work, as long as one of the little vending machine capsules fit inside. I'm going to use some red acrylic paint to paint the cap from the nail polish bottle and also the top from the vending machine capsule. Here are both of mine after the paint was dry. I'm going to use one of these self-adhesive gems to stick on the front of the bubblegum machine. I placed some glue inside the cap and secured the vending machine capsule in there. To make the keychain, I'm going to use a paper clip and cut off the top part of it. I'm going to remove a little bit of the red part on the bottom of the paper clip on both sides. To make holes for the paper clip to go in, I'm going to use a thumbtack to poke 2 holes in the top of the cap. I place the paper clip in the 2 holes that I just made, and then I use some hot glue to secure it. I used a jump ring and a keychain to hook onto the paper clip. And since this is just a little bit too small for bubble gum, I'm going to add some nerds to the machine, and there is how you make this easy bubblegum machine keychain. The 8th idea will be magical unicorn wand pencils. For this one, I'm going to use some of these colored pencils. The next thing that you will need is some sheer ribbon. I'm going to be using 3 different colors, and I just cut out 6 pieces that were the same size. Now I'm going to take 2 of those pieces and tie them onto the pencil, and then I'm going to repeat that process 2 more times. Here is what mine looks like at this point. The next thing I did was I just went online and I printed out some stars, and then I used some clear packaging tape to laminate those. Once they were laminated, I cut them out. I did that so I had a total of 6 sets of stars. Once they were all cut out, I just glued 2 together again until I had 6. I used a hole punch to punch a hole in the center of each of the stars. Next, I just threaded the stars onto the ribbon, and once it was threaded through, then I tied a knot in the bottom, and I just alternated ribbons until all 6 of the stars were on. I trimmed the bottoms to give them a finished look, and then I used nail polish so the ends wouldn't fray. And now you have a magical unicorn wand pencil. The next DIY idea will be a recycled lotion bottle pouch. For this one, I'm just going to recycle one of these lotion bottles. The first thing that I did was I cut off the bottom. I cut 1-inch slits on each side of the bottle. Next, I cut off the back flap, and then on the front, I rounded out the corners. Here is what it should look like at this point. I will be using these Velcro dots to open and close the pouch. Now you can add your lip gloss, your bubble gum, or your money to your new pouch. The last DIY will be how to make puffy paint. In a bowl, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour along with a 1/4 cup of white Elmer's glue, and I'm going to mix that together. I'm going to use some green glow-in-the-dark paint, and I just added a little bit to the mixture and stirred it together. Next, I I will be adding 3/4 of a cup of shaving foam to the mixture and stirring that together. Make sure that you don't mix it too much to flatten out the mixture. And I added a little bit more paint to make it a little brighter. Once it's all mixed up, place the mixture into a Ziploc bag. On a piece of poster board, I just drew a star, and then I took the bag and I cut off one of the ends, and then I went around the star and filled it in with the puffy paint. I used a toothpick to fill in the gaps. And that's all there is to this easy puffy paint. And it is a lot puffier than the normal puffy paint. It's super fun and easy. I hope you guys enjoyed all 10 of these DIY 5-minute craft ideas. I would love it if you gave this video a thumbs up. Please remember to check out Joanna's video. The link will be down below. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Until next time, I hope you guys all have an amazing day.